Ever felt like your photographs have become predictable? Like street photography just isn't as exciting as it used to be. I've been obsessed with street photography since 2016, but not too long ago, I started to feel the same way. My photos felt uninspired, and I just wasn't as excited about hitting the streets anymore. But then a 30-day street photography challenge reignited my passion. What followed was a period of incredible growth and renewed motivation. In this video, I'll share the power of personal street photography projects and the key lessons I learned during my 30-day challenge. I've given myself many challenges over the years when doing street photography, and in the beginning I used this approach mostly when I was learning street photography as a newbie. I just want to quickly mention that I have a website where I have a newsletter that is all about street photography, and I also have a blog that you can check out. There might be something for you there as well. So let's quickly talk about what a self-assignment is and why it can be so impactful for your street photography. So basically, self-assignment is a task that you give yourself, but essentially there are two types of self-assignments. So the first one can help build a skill set. So basically, if you want to learn more about lighting, composition, or exposure. So the second one is that you can use that skill set that you just build or learn to come up with ideas or work on special projects. So if you're looking to build or expand your portfolio, so body of work. Both types of self-assignments requires you as a photographer to take a step back and evaluate the process in order to get the most learning out of the experience. So why self-assignments? So what really makes self-assignments so powerful when I say that? It's not just about learning a skill set, but it's also about how you learned it and what you can take away from it. Understanding how you learned it is equally important as what you learn. And once you have that understanding, you can focus your efforts on filling those gaps that you see in your photography. 2024, I gave myself a self-assignment. And the reason why I chose a 30-day challenge over a 7 or 14 or even a 90-day challenge is that with 30 days, it's long enough to see progress over time, where 7 or 14 days just seems a bit short to see any real progress or development. And also because new habits are made within 30 and 60 days. So first of all, I used my Fuji X100V, so I wanted to use the same camera for the entirety of the challenge. And that camera has a focal length of 35mm equivalent, so it has to be 35 as well for the 30 days. I went to the same neighborhood, I went to the same spots and the same streets over and over and over again. And that way I also kind of pushed myself in terms of seeing small details and coming up with great compositions, and that's kind of a challenge in itself. I also wanted to shoot daily or as much as possible. And I wouldn't skip more than 2 days in a row because that way I just will become too lazy. So I was quite strict on my ground rules for this challenge. I want to share 4 lessons learned from my self-assignment that had a big impact on me. So the first lesson was the adjustment period. So the adjustment period wasn't that hard that I expected it to be. I think it was more of a mental thing than a practical thing, because finding time to go out and shoot daily, I thought it would be really difficult for me. And with a bit of planning, it actually worked out really well. And I also quickly found a routine that I stuck to for the entirety of the assignment. So basically, I went out at the same time in the afternoon, roamed the same streets in the neighborhood, used the same gear, and eventually I really started to look forward to going out every day to shoot. All right, so lesson learned number 2 is repetition is key. So I started to see a lot of progress and growth after like day 14, so almost halfway through. And that is partly because of my routine and my daily schedule. And some of the things that I experienced was that I started to feel more bold and confident when I walked the streets, because I was walking in the same neighborhood and I also went by the same spots. An example of feeling more confident and bold is that I started to look people more in the eyes. So basically, I wasn't hiding behind my camera. So when I tried to take a photo, I actually looked at them and then I snapped a photo. And I really didn't think about, hesitation, or I wasn't really afraid of any confrontation. I just smiled at them and took a photo, and sometimes they would smile back. So it was a really cool thing that added on into becoming more confident and also more bold as the days progressed. And the second thing I started to notice was that how quickly I started to move when I was kind of walking the streets. And normally I have my Apple Watch on, so my walking pace was really fast. And that was really cool because I could quickly snap a photo, get in there and quickly be gone again. And that was really different from my usual style. Normally take my time and, just really see the details. Here, I just walked really fast, saw everything like a hawk left and right, and just moved ahead quickly. And the last thing was that I also started to anticipate situations. I trained myself to anticipate situations and moments that were about to unfold. And all those things that I just mentioned was really possible because, as I mentioned, repetition is key, because I went out on the streets over and over again. So I think that really was the key to my progress and development. Lesson number 3 was my note-taking. So I was very diligent in taking notes for my self-assignment, and you're probably wondering why I can say exactly was the 14-day mark. And I can say that because I took notes. So basically they were what I call atomic notes. So basically it was like one sentence or just sometimes just keywords. And I didn't want to spend a lot of time, sitting there and contemplating and analyzing. So I wanted to keep it very, very simple and just note down the things that was good or was not so good. So basically, I just gave myself time to kind of track my progress that way. And that really helped me course correct whatever I needed to course correct over the 30 days. So the final lessons learned was that I really started to enjoy going out and shooting every day. And on the days that I didn't go out, I really missed it. So now I go out and shoot as much as possible. And the self-assignment and the 30-day challenge has been long done, but here I am going out every day. Giving myself self-assignments and challenges has been very beneficial for me in my street photography because it helped me focus on the things that I wanted to learn more of as a street photographer. And it also gave me a baseline that I could review from. So basically what I did, how I did, and what I need to work on for the next project that I take on. And that's quite powerful in my opinion. And also self-assignments can be anything you like them to be. All right, I'll see you in the next one.